One thing that Dallas ISD is doing as it's reunifying parents with their students here in the bleachers at the stadium, they're providing counselors to the parents, to anyone in the community, to the students as well. We've had on the line with us for a few minutes here Brad Schwall, a friend of ours here at WFAA. He's from the Center for Integrative Counseling. Brad, as you talk to somebody who's just gone through a traumatic event like this, how do you walk them through? Because this one's a little different. The same thing happened here a year earlier. What do you say to help them put things in perspective?
Yes, you've heard it on the interviews. There is that adrenaline rush in the moment, the student's there, and you heard an interviewee say, I've been here before, and even that memory of that adrenaline rush. The counselors who come on site are a calming presence and listening for emotion, of course, and just that initial debrief. But you've also heard that progression of emotion, the fear of the parents coming to see what's happening, relief, but then also the broader questions.
And Brad, in these situations, we always report that, a school district or a place is going to have counselors on staff for anyone who needs it. How often do people actually take advantage of that?
They do take advantage of it. Often I have seen even the faculty and staff benefit in some ways the most because as they're watching and thinking about taking care of the kids, those who are the responders there are in tune with their emotions. So districts want to provide that, want to make it available, and no matter what, no matter how many students are spoken to, that presence is sending a message that the community does care, but there also is that benefit of the staff having someone else there because there is so much responsibility on them. So such an important part of the overall process, but once the emergency lights have gone away, there still is a response and there still is a need for being in tune with how the students, how the parents, how the staff are feeling.
And Brad, just to that point, it can be incredibly frustrating and difficult to discern, how a teenager is feeling at any given moment. They can be stoic, they can giggle or laugh at inappropriate times. It can be hard to know, really what's going on in their heads and their hearts. How important is it going to be for the parents in sort of the days and weeks to come to keep checking in with their children to make sure that they are processing this in a healthy way?
It's very important. We are taking their lead, so because when we do push, sometimes kids kind of recoil from that. We're also certainly not telling them they shouldn't feel a certain way. We let them take the lead, and sometimes we do what we call universalizing. We make it a universal thing to say to them, hey, no matter what, I know that there's probably something going on in your head, something that you're feeling, and people might, and I know often people are still scared, they're still worried, so sometimes with youth, talking about others makes it a little safer rather than saying, how are you feeling, are you sure, or for sure, not telling them how they should feel.
Yeah, it's interesting, that range of emotions, because like Chris pointed out, we've seen students who don't know how to process it there, who are kind of giggling about it, but they haven't really gone through it yet. And then we've heard from plenty of parents who are upset, who are, yelling expletives, I believe one of our reporters mentioned, because this is something that unfortunately we see too often. But a lot of folks just don't know how to handle this. Brad, I always appreciate the insight that you always bring and the calmness you have in conveying that as well too.
Thank you.
And just to reiterate here, at 3:50, this story has taken a pretty serious turn here in the last few moments since we heard from Jobin Puneker just a moment ago. This is a much more serious incident, clearly why we're seeing law enforcement on scene for so long, why the city of Dallas is bringing its mobile command center there, why there are a number of law enforcement agencies there, including federal agents from the ATF. That's because we now know there were 4 people who were shot at Wilmer-Hutchins High School right after lunch today. 3 of those are teenagers, and they are apparently students. Their conditions range from non-life-threatening to stable condition. A fourth person was grazed by a bullet, and these 4 patients are spread out between Baylor Scott and White near downtown Dallas and Methodist Hospital in North Oak Cliff.